day. Hopefully, all is well. And for those that may have not paid attention, or may have, I don't know. But if you've been paying attention a little bit in Washington, D.C., um, a strange thing has just happened. They're out there marching in Washington, marching. What are they marching for? Well, I know on the surface what they say they're marching for, which they don't even really make that part. But I'm gonna leave that part of it out of it. They're in Washington. They were marching because they say one thing, but this is the truth. So y'all want people in Washington, the citizens of Washington, to keep dying. This is what these liberals are. I want the people, the citizens, to stay under the duress of the criminals. So what they marching for? Now they're gonna tell you that, oh, we want the military, we don't want the National Guard in our cities, we don't want them there. But since they've been there, crime has dropped down trash. So why would you want them to leave if what they're doing is working? If crime has dropped that much, by far more than it's ever dropped in a long time, why would you want to stop that? All of these people that probably would have been murdered, shot, killed, whatever would have been going on at that time happened. But yet they still are arguing out there protesting that they want the National Guard to leave. Why? So y'all can give the criminals more freedom. Because that's all that's going to do. If you are a law-abiding citizen and you're walking around in Washington, D.C., what do you care if the National Guard there or not, if they're not bothering you? If you're not breaking the law, if you're not doing this crazy stuff, if you're not out there acting a fool, why do you care that they're there? The only people that will want them to leave is the ones who want to do all the destruction, do all the murdering, do all the killing, and do all the corruption. So the fact that they're marching, these people that are out there marching in Washington because they want the National Guard there, clearly indicates to me that they want people to keep dying. Now they trying to act like it's a virtual signal. Oh, we're marching because we want them. No, y'all want people to keep dying. That's what y'all want. If you come in on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very, very much. But this is where I say this is why I don't bang with liberals. And this is why I don't bang with the Democratic Party. Because all of that stuff that had been happening, y'all never marched. All of the shooting in Washington, D.C., all of the murder and the killing, y'all didn't march to save none of that stuff. But as soon as the National Guard comes in and get results, y'all want the National Guard to leave so that criminals can have reign again. That means that you have to be part of the problem if you have a problem with the solution. It doesn't make sense to me. Why I march when I see that my community is getting safe? When I see that the criminals don't have free reign no more, why would I be out there marching against that? It doesn't make sense to me. If I'm an everyday working, hard-working citizen and I'm out there and I'm trying to drive to work and I ain't worrying about nobody stealing, robbing, taking, and all this crazy stuff, why would I march against that? It's not making sense to me. Why would I march against the thing that is helping our community? Unless I want the destruction. Unless I want them to be murdered. Unless I want them to keep killing each other. Unless I want the crime rate up. That's the only thing that makes sense. That I would be out there marching against the United States National Guard, who's not bothering nobody, who's not bothering nobody. It's not all they doing is preventing crime, and they have been drastically successful with it. Extremely successful. Plenty of people have died in Washington, D.C. Plenty. I know y'all act like it, y'all liberals act like it happened, just like Chicago. And we'll get into Chicago a little later. But just like in Chicago, plenty of these criminals, again, are having fame. So the only way you have a problem with that is that you are part of the problem. You want people to keep dying. Now that the National Guard, then nobody's died. So in that case, yeah, we're right. But outside of that, they've been getting murdered. Washington, D.C. has had murders almost every single night. People get jacked. I'm not even talking about the rest of the stuff. And then all the other stuff in Washington, they act like it don't happen no more. That means they're not reporting it no more. But again, the proof is in the graveyard. The proof is in the graveyard. The funerals that they keep having. How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Proof is that. Y'all know that these democratic cities don't report crime no more, because I'm part of the city of Philadelphia and I know what they do. They hide it. They not reporting. And if you look, even Gavin Newsom ended up mouth a little bit too much. Gavin Newsom ran his mouth too much and told the quiet part out loud. He told y'all that they're not reporting it no more. They're not prosecuting no more. Again, and if the National Guard is there, and the murder rate, crime, and everything has dropped drastically, continue on. I watched it. I watched it over and over with people. Every time I turn around, y'all want, and the majority of those people are Black Americans, and y'all want them to keep getting murdered. So Black people keep dying. This is what they really protesting. They act like on the surface that they there for you, but what they really want, and it's always the same ones that come here and say the same. They care about Black people, but they will call me an Uncle Tom trading that. Why? Because I love my country? This is where they so busy worried about tariffs and trying to talk about tariffs, but they don't realize how much money going into these stores, stealing the merchandise, keep stealing the merchandise, meaning it's cutting into these companies' profits. You can call me what you want if you want to. That don't make me stupid. Now y'all saying I'm dumb, but yet the person that I voted for won. Are extremely racist because they, in their head, they think all Black people are supposed to be the same. The rest of y'all. That's what they're really saying without saying it. Look, Negro, you not supposed. That's what they're really saying. I don't have to. Here is come here and call me names. Meaning at the end of the day, they calling me names, but yet I voted for is deporting these idiots out of this country, just like I voted for. And yet, the case is fast. So y'all can call me what you want to. Right now, people that want Black people in the Black communities to stay under the rest of the Democratic Party and offer them nothing in return to say this type of stuff because they want me to also, they want to try to bully me into that type of behavior, bow down to that. That's why I come on my lives and I say what I say. Because I'm not going to bow down and train Black people to talk the same talk. It don't matter to me what color they are, which I don't think they are. But even if they was Black people, guess what? It don't mean nothing to me. It matters. How in the world would you as a Black person be okay with the criminals having reign in your neighborhood and not the national? So if you Black on my live right now and you saying that, you okay actually save this time. So please make that make sense. And what I'm saying, I'm tired of seeing us die senselessly. So if it take the National Guard to save the Black lives, talking about the hardworking, law-abiding Black citizens that don't live like that want to have a safe place and stuff. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. So no, I'm not going to think that way. You on this live, please? Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate y'all. listen, they're not the ones that's dealing with that on a regular basis. See, they want that for you to continue to deal with that. They want you to continue to deal with that. That's why I'm thinking that that's okay. And it's not. And it's not acceptable. We want criminals to reign supreme in our neighborhoods. We shouldn't. And it ain't just black, it's any community. But it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want people to continue to have reign in your community? Criminals. That's the reason why the cost of living is so high in black communities. When you open up a business in neighborhoods and we okay with the theft, then they have to raise the prices because they got to account for all of the stuff that's being robbed and stole. But yet they talk about tariffs. Everybody pays for theft. I'm screaming because I can. Everybody pays for theft. And until we get our grip on how we supposed to and have better communities in America, which American citizens, we are Americans. Now, you might not like the fact that we call ourselves Black Americans, but we need better communities too. And let me ask y'all this. For the 70 black people has been supporting the Democratic Party, where has it benefited the black community? Y'all over here talking about this. Listen, by pattern, just by sheer nature, all neighborhoods, since y'all want to keep talking about the black part, which I can care less what skin color you are. You either a good person or you're not. Simple as that. But since y'all want to bring up the black part, why is it that the community has been supporting the Democratic Party for so long? And let me ask you a question. Where has it been beneficial? Why is it that the black communities always seem to have the worst conditions and we are the ones that continuously supporting the Democrats, and every time we vote for them, they turn around and give the black community the middle finger, and the conditions remain the same or get worse? So if you want better, you got to pick better. You got to choose better. You can't keep choosing the same thing and expect better results. You cannot choose the same thing and keep expecting better results. The city of Philadelphia is ran by majority Democratic politicians. Majority of them. Chicago is ran by Democratic politicians. And most of them matches my skin color, but yet they have yet to improve the conditions. Say what I want to say. I love my black community just like other one, and I want the best. But at the end of the day, the fact still stands that Chicago is majority ran by black Democrats, and yet the conditions are still the same and worse. And yet they say they want to save black lives, but they spent more money protecting illegal immigrants than they did trying to save black lives. Brandon Johnson spent more money trying to save illegal immigrants than he did to protect black lives in Chicago. All of those black people in Chicago got murdered and killed. He's still worrying about protecting illegal immigrants. Why? Because that money is going in his pocket. I'm glad he turned. Listen, I ain't concerned about Tesla. Let me explain something to you. You ain't hear me one time advocate for Republicans. I'm going at Democrats because I grew up where Democrats always ran. The city of Philadelphia has been ran by Democrats majority. So that's who I'm going after, because they are the ones that are 100% responsible. Democratic Party is 100% responsible for the conditions that they run. Yes, it don't make me wrong either. Y'all keep saying yelling don't make me right. It also don't make me wrong. That is a stupid statement. I don't know why y'all keep thinking that yelling don't make you right and it don't make you wrong. It doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. The tempo of your voice doesn't determine whether it's right or wrong. The tempo of your voice do not determine whether it's right or wrong. If I said 2 plus 2 is 4, and I said it low, let's say 2 plus 2 is 4. See that? 2 plus 2 is 4. See that? Same answer. I said it in 2 different tones. See how stupid that sounds? It doesn't make a difference. The tone of your voice does not determine whether you're right or wrong. Right or wrong determine whether you're right or wrong. No, it don't. Somebody intellectual probably said that. You just ran with it. Y'all just ran with that. Oh, well, I talk how I want to talk. Whether it sound intellectual or not, it doesn't matter. I talk how I want to. Because here's the thing. Sometimes hollering gets people attention. Did you ever think about that? They telling me to talk to a therapist. Meanwhile, my stock account's up 30% because of the election. And who won? Financially better. People are getting deported like I wanted. The streets are getting safer like I wanted. Everything that I voted for, I'm getting. But y'all telling me to get therapy. Meanwhile, I'm batting 1,000 right now. I'm winning all the way across the board right now. Y'all telling me to get therapy. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. And like I said before, if Democrats really thought that Trump was going to be a dictator, if Democrat Party thought that Trump was going to be a dictator, why didn't they tell their citizens to arm up and get ready? Why didn't the Democrat Party turn around and say, y'all need to prepare yourself because Trump's going to be a dictator, so y'all need to go get your arms and make sure y'all heavy loaded just in case he decide to be that dictator that y'all keep claiming he going to be. Meanwhile, the same ones are still talking. What's up, Wells? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. And some Democrats that keep talking that stuff never told their citizens to prepare for the danger that's supposed to come. They already done put out the Epstein information. Y'all keep talking about the Epstein list. Pick a better subject. I care less about the list. All I care about with the Epstein situation is if they find out who somebody was touching children, awful. That's where I'm at. If they was touching children, I don't care who it is. And I say this many times. I do not care who it is. If they found somebody touching kids, off them. I don't care if it was any from top president on down. If you touching kids, awful. If you got proof, awful. I care less about the files. Because what I know about FBI files and everything else, even that I don't trust the whole thing. I don't care who's on it. I want proof of who was touching kids, and I want them dealt with. That's what I want. Now, somebody else might have a different stance on that. Me personally, I want anybody that was touching kids, I want them dealt with. That's it. That's it. I want them dealt with. I ain't worried about who's on that island. I don't care if Clinton, Obama, anybody. I care less about that. What I care about is if somebody been touching kids, awful. Simple as that. Now, according to the FBI, Trump wasn't on that list, but y'all still keeping his. My thing is this: if Trump was actually on that list, why they didn't use it against him? If Trump was on that list, which like I said, I care less. But if Trump was on that list, hey, top to bottom, how you doing? God bless you. If Trump was on that list, why didn't Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party use that against him? That would have been a knockout punch for Trump. That would have been a knockout punch. If y'all had evidence that Trump was on that list, when he was running, y'all didn't shoot him. That didn't work. Y'all didn't try to put him in jail. None of the stuff they was doing worked. Why wouldn't y'all, at this point, say, hey, if Trump is on that list, use it? That would have been a knockout punch. Instead of wasting $1.5 billion on election and lose it, All you had to do was release what Trump, that list that y'all say Trump is on, put it out in the middle of the election, bam. It would have been a done deal. It would have been a done deal. But they didn't do that. Why didn't they use that? I care less one way or the other. And like I said, if they touching kids, that's a problem for me. That's where I'm at. I have no mercy for people. I have no mercy for those type of people. So if that happened and they got proof, deal with them. I don't care if it was Trump. Deal with them. I don't put no candidate to the point where if they got proof, real proof. I ain't talking about speculation, guilty by public opinion. I don't care about none of that. You got real proof? Deal with them. That's it. Our loyalty don't go to nobody like that. None. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And even my haters, the ones that can't stand me right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's okay. Don't cost you anything. But I don't want people to keep dying. That's all I'm saying. I don't want people to keep dying. No, I'm not a veteran, but I do have very respect for all my vets. God bless y'all. Real talk. But I do love my country. But no, I'm not a veteran, and I take no claim to that. But I love my country, and I want the best for my country. And I know a lot of times people see somebody in my skin color, they just assume what race I am. But anyway, like my brother Jay says, melanated. Because here's the thing. You can go to any race and find skin color like mine. You can go in Indian race and you're going to find skin color like mine. You can go to any other race and you're going to guess what you're going to find. They're going to have skin color like mine. You can go to Spanish, Puerto Rican people. Guess what? They're going to have skin color like mine. So that shows you how ignorant a lot of people go. I ain't begging for life, but I appreciate them. And what else you going to do this for? Why else would you be on YouTube as likes and subscribers and possible payment? Now, don't get me wrong. I love doing what I'm doing. This is fun for me. I love it when people come in here and they call me names. They call me Uncle Ruckus. They call me a sellout. I love all that stuff. I have no problem with it. I love it. I invite it. I encourage you to call me all the names y'all can. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It's a beautiful thing. I don't care. It don't bother me. So they can call me all the names. It only shows me how many ignorant people there are out in the world. So the more they call me who don't know me, that's right, I am. I'm not begging, but I'm asking. You don't have to like. You don't have to subscribe, but I appreciate if you do. I appreciate it if you did. You don't have to like. You can hate my guts. You can hate my guts. Just subscribe to the channel. That way you listen. Think about this. I want y'all to think about this. Every time when you describe if you subscribe to my channel, you can't stand my guts. Every time I do a video, you're gonna get notified. They come in here and insult me some more. They come in here and call me more names. At the end of the day, I know it's helping some of y'all. Some of y'all is actually helping. It give y'all a chance to let some of that out. That anger, that frustration, that Trump deranged syndrome. It gives the chance to y'all to release some of that. That's why I'm here, to help y'all release some of that. I'm helping some of y'all, so y'all liberals who can't stand my guts, who think I'm supposed to behave a certain way, and supposed to accept certain behaviors because of the color of my skin, I'm helping y'all right now. I'm helping y'all. I'm giving you a place of refuge where you can come be your liberal, silly self. Call me all the names all you want. I want you to get it out of your system till you just get tired. And Houston, once it's all out of your system, then you can possibly start to see the world clearly. It's beautiful. But like I said, you can be mad all you want. My vote for Trump was the best vote I made. Man, I have no complaints. I have no complaints. Trump is doing an amazing job. And y'all can hate me all y'all want to. But Trump is doing exactly what I voted for. Matter of fact, he's doing it better than I expected. That's why I'm like, I can't believe that there's a moment in my life where I voted for a politician, which I don't really consider him to be one, but it is what it is. And he actually doing what he campaigned on. Democrats, they campaign for better and safer streets, but every time they win, it gets worse. Y'all, Chicago campaign, Brandon Johnson in Chicago campaigned for better, safer streets and a better economy in Chicago. And he promised not to raise property tax and all this stuff in Chicago. And then after he won, none of that happened. It got worse. To the point now they got a budget problem and they was trying to raise property tax. But yet he campaigned that he wouldn't do it. And they still say the same thing. Release the Epstein files. Why didn't they release the Epstein file when the Democrats had a chance to take down Trump? That's my question is. Forget that. If there was something on the Epstein file that could have took down Trump, they should have used it. Why would you get to this point and not use it? I know they hate me. It's okay if they hate me. I love it. Listen, let me explain something to you. Ain't nothing, if you don't have haters, it's something you doing wrong. I love the haters. See, my thing is this. I'm giving them an opportunity to release their Trump deranged syndrome. This is why they come here. They come here to get help. They come here to get help. See, what the thing about this is that they assume that the people that support Trump are all like racist and stuff like that. They don't understand. Before I got here, I went around all these type of people. And I know that there's possibly no person that voted for Trump that's racist, but the vast majority of the people that I was around when he was campaigning, I went around them. They were showing me love. More love than I've ever gotten from liberal in my life. See, I don't see Trump deranged people calling me names and stuff. If I was supporting Democrats, they just say, you know what, you ignorant. But they're not going to call me racist names like liberals on my channel always do. Appreciate you subscribing, Christian. They don't call me racist names like the white liberals and actually some blacks call me on my channel. So they always talk about this love, but the minute you disagree with them, you see how much love they have to offer. Because they come on my channel and call me names all the time. The only difference is I don't shut them up. I let them talk. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. He said useless things. In my lifetime, I probably have. And that's real talk. I'm honest enough to say it. In my lifetime, I probably have. Matter of fact, I'm going to say in my lifetime, I have. Am I racist? No. But in my lifetime, have I said racist stuff? Yup. Because I'm honest enough. But yet, at the end of the day, I still love all people. But in my 50 plus years, have I ever said something racist? Yes, I have. And I'm quite sure everybody have at some point. Not everybody, but the vast majority of people, whether you white, black, Chinese, or whatever, you've said some racist stuff. Here's my point today. Most of the people that grew up around my age, they watched the Jeffersons, right? I'm quite sure most of the people who grew up in my time watched the Jefferson. George Jefferson has said some racist stuff many a times. And we still watch that show. Just like All in the Family had a whole lot of bigotry. But we still watch that show. See, we wasn't sensitive like that. We wasn't fragile. Like they are now. No, I'm not okay with racism. Not one bit from anybody. Rather you white, black, any race. It's not okay. But would be ignorant to sit here and say I have not said anything racist. I'm just honest. That's the raw truth. And y'all might not like it, but it is what it is. Am I racist? Nope. Now I'm gonna be honest. If I had to be considered racist, I don't like criminals. I don't like people taking advantage of innocent people. No, I don't. So if I was racist, it'd be racist against criminals. Heck yeah, I am. If I had to if there was any part of me that was racist, it would be against criminals. I can't stand them. Yes, I can't stand criminals. I don't like criminal behavior, and I can't stand criminals. Because I don't like the fact that they will go take advantage of somebody trying to do right. I don't like the fact that they would try to take advantage of somebody trying to do right. So no, I don't like criminals. So if there was something I was racist about, yeah, I'm racist against criminals. See, they don't like me because they don't like my points. They keep saying my points don't make sense. But yet, that tells me that they want the destruction that's continuing on. They want the communities, like the African-American communities, black community, whatever one, melanated people, whatever ones you want to use, they want people like those communities to continue in that path of destruction. The Democratic Party, this is what they want. That's why they went protest in Washington. They want the National Guard to leave so that the criminals can have free reign again. Because the National Guard being there is hindering the criminals from being able to do what they want to do. It's not affecting everyday honest citizens. It's affecting the criminals. That's what it's affecting. And they don't like the fact that it's affecting the criminals' behavior. And the criminal enterprise is being affected by it. The street business is being affected by this. They don't like that. So therefore, they out there protesting so that black people and black communities keep dying and killing each other. That's what they want. That way you never do better and end up in their neighborhood and doing better for yourself. You can't, all the ones that got so much to say, look at Chicago. Look at Los Angeles. Look at Philadelphia. Look at Baltimore. And I can go down the list of Democratic ran cities, and most of them have people have skin color matching mind running them, and look at the destruction and the poverty rate and the murder rate and the crime rate. Y'all arguing with me, but yet y'all not arguing, y'all not out there protesting for safe streets. Y'all protesting the military for coming in, producing safe streets. Y'all don't want the National Guard there to make it so the streets will be safe. Y'all want the criminals. So y'all looking for protection from criminals, because that's what's going to happen when they leave. When the National Guard leaves, guess what? The criminals going to have free reign again. They're going to have free reign again. That's it. Once the National Guard leave, all of that's going to come back. And then what are y'all going to do? Because the politicians that are running it, they never going to fix that problem. They don't care 2 cents how many die in their community. They can care less. They can care less. These politicians can care less how many people die in their communities. They can care less how many people get shot in their communities. They can care less how much poverty in their community. You know why they care less? Because they're doing well. Look at the wealth of the Democratic Party compared to the voters that vote for them. Where's the equality in that? Look at the wealth of the Democratic Party, how much money they have obtained individually wise, and look at the people that vote for them. So here's my point. A lot of y'all will go to a church, a mega church, where the preacher He living well off of all y'all money. And I don't have no beef with no preachers. I'm just making a point. He's living well off of all y'all money. Meanwhile, the people in the house, the church, is losing their homes, losing their mortgages, losing everything. They can barely make their bills and all this other stuff. And at the end of the day, they're being manipulated out of their money, and the preacher's doing well. It's the same thing with the Democratic Party. Keep preaching to y'all like they're going to do something. They keep preaching to y'all like they're going to make it better. They keep talking like they're going to make this, improve that, and do all of this good stuff. Meanwhile, guess what? They are doing better financially. The Democratic politicians are doing very well financially. But if you look at the people that vote for them, by and large, they are the worst conditions possible. And y'all arguing with me. I did not create this situation. I'm just pointing out the facts. That the most people that serve under the Democratic Party, first of all, Democrats win by default. Most people don't even know why they vote for these people. They don't even really have to campaign. They just know that most of these people are going to vote Democrat. They vote blue no matter who. So y'all sit there and y'all don't care that the fact that these politicians have never ran any business, but they have obtained all this wealth, and yet the people of their communities are doing extremely worse. And you keep on signing up for that. That's on you. I refuse to fall in that trap anymore. I refuse to fall in that trap anymore. I will never vote for a party that don't know the difference between a man and a woman. Someone asks you a question, what's a man and what's a woman? You stuttering over that answer. And you trying to explain something as simple as, what is a man? What is a woman? Like you don't have the body parts to match what they're saying. Like you don't have a father. You didn't even go through the birth process. Now you confused. Why would I vote for a party that is the most simplistic thing in life you can know? You don't even you are literally trying to figure that part out. Someone asks you, what is a man? And you're well, what? And y'all still vote for these people. Make it make sense. These are the ones that keep talking about, they call him Trump a pedophile. Right? I hear him on it. They call him, but here's the thing. He wasn't the one that was saying it's okay for pedophiles to go in the bathroom with women. That was the Democratic Party. Obama. He was the one that let pedophiles go into men go into women's bathrooms. Pedophiles go into women's bathrooms. He was the one that opened up that door. Trump is closing it. But y'all calling him all the name. Listen, hey, call him what you want to. Trump is a big man. He can handle his own self. I ain't got to defend that part. That's his choice. But again, Democrats were the one who was pushing all of that stuff. Democrats were the one who put these women in harm's way, letting these men go into these sports and beat the crap women and take away the things that women fought for. Democrats was doing all of this stuff. And y'all calling him the petty pedophile. Meanwhile, the pedophiles was in Washington when Joe Biden was in there and all of these freaks in there and allowing all of this stuff to take place in America that should not have been. Some things is a woman should have a safe place at all times to be able to handle her personal business. Men should not be walking in bathrooms where women go. And see, men don't have to worry about that because most men can themselves. So if a woman walked into a man's bathroom to use it, you think we're going to be concerned about that? No. We're not under no threat by that. That's why that's not even a suspect. We know that women need safe places to go and use a bathroom and otherwise. That's why we go there. That's why we make sure that they have their own place. But then y'all let pedophiles in Washington and said that no, we didn't let men there with them. And y'all okay with that. That's what the Democrats did. Y'all voted for these people that said they want that. That's yeah, good luck with that. They'll never get my vote again. That's why I talk the way I talk. I'm not supporting no party that's okay with that. I'm not going to support and vote for people that want that. You got to be out of your mind. But y'all saying I'm babbling, but y'all still here. Yes, R. Jackson, we're making America great. And the best part about making America great is keep dismantling the Democratic pedophile party, which I call Democrats, because they all work for Satan. That's why evil and corruption and destruction follows them wherever they go. That's why everything the Democrats run is nothing but evil, destruction, all the way across the board. They can't even come up with nothing else. Because it is an evil spirit that follows the Democrat Party. That's why I call them Democrats, because that's what follows them. Make it make sense. This is beautiful. I love it. But I love it. If you're on this live, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all support. Real talk. Real talk. Like I said, I refuse to let Satan take over this country and use Democrats to do it. They have had enough. They have not had enough free reign to keep bringing on the destruction. So yes, we are making America great again. And that's why Trump went into Washington, D.C. and sent the National Guard, so that the people that work and bust their behind and go to work every day, law-abiding citizen, doesn't matter their skin color, don't have to worry about bullets flying over their head and them carjacked all the time and stuff. So Trump, thank you. Make sure you get into Chicago and some of these other cities too. Put all these criminals on alert. That we don't think is okay, that behavior is just okay anymore. Real talk. What's up, my brother 47? God bless you, man. Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate y'all. I really do. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, it's always listen. It's always ain't liberals. Listen to watch what they're doing. They're over there marching right now, and watch. They was marching over the weekend because they want people to keep dying over there. They want people in Washington to keep getting shot and killed. That's what they want. So for me, Democrats will never get my vote again. Sorry, it's over with. Done. We are making America great, and I'm loving it. And it's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Like I always say, besides, it doesn't matter what I say. I honestly don't. Ron's opinion don't matter. But the only time it really matters, and when it comes to having a relationship with Jesus Christ, that's when Ron's opinion, having a relationship with God. So if you don't have a relationship with God, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, out of all the things that I say out of my mouth, the one thing I say my opinion matters is when in a relationship with God. Because I want to see everybody make it to heaven, even though I know we all ain't going to make it. But anyway, God bless y'all. God loves y'all, and I do too, even though some of y'all hate me. But guess what? I don't hate y'all. I love y'all too. It's going to be all right. And y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I don't need to answer a stupid question. Are you trying to grab my attention? I saw your question. I just don't need to answer. Because I want a real question. That ain't no real question. What's on the file? What's on the file? Release the file. 34 felonies. 34 felonies. Y'all just, this is how ignorant they are. I just laugh at them. So y'all mad that somebody that got 34 felonies won the election. See, I grew up in the hood, so I know how the department, how the criminal justice system make people into felons. they create felons. That's what they did to Trump. The very same thing they be doing to black men in Democratic ran cities forever. See, y'all don't think I know. I done watched black men in Democratic cities being dealt with the same hand that they dealt with Trump to try to make him into a felon. So that's why we understood. That's why more black men decided to vote for Trump, because they seen him going through the very same thing that they were going through by Democrats and liberals, terrorizing the very same people over and over. This is Democrats. Always do that, and they still doing it. But they act like they care about their community, but they really don't. But we're going to keep exposing them. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out here. Peace.